Welcome to Black Sheep Tarot, and if you are a black sheep, welcome to your home away from home. And of course, welcome to everybody, but I'm just a black sheep, so that's how that goes. Anyways, I have some cards here today, and left to right, you have the devil, right? It talks about addictions, maybe bad behaviors, maybe people-pleasing tendencies, maybe you're uncomfortable with conflict, so you don't stand up for yourself, or maybe you agree with others just to not stand out or having to make a scene, all right? What we're also going to be doing is talking about the 7 deadly sins. We all have them, all right? Some of us are lazy, all right? Some of us deal with lust or pride or greed. Those are the things we're talking about. Also, what we're going to do here in this channel is talk about Carl Jung and his 12 archetypes. Every person has an archetype. Either you're the ruler, maybe a sage, maybe a magician, maybe a caregiver. These are just archetypes that helps us, learn more about ourselves. Okay, so we have the devil again, addictions, things like that. The next card is the King of Cups. All right, all that water, right, surrounding that person in that little island. The second card, all that water. All right. This person that I'm talking about has a lot of emotions. It could be male or female. All right. This person has, like I said, a lot of emotions. He's balanced. He or she is put it where it fits, has compassion. He's diplomatic. But his archetype is an orphan. So let's look into who this person is. All right. The third card is the 6 of Wands, and that is celebration, being recognized for something you did. All right. So there's some addictions with the devil, and there's you, the King of Cups, male or female, is just energy. And then you're moving to be celebrated. All right, that's the 6 of Wands. That's with that lady on that horse. Victory. You're claiming victory over something. All right, which is really good energy. And then the very last card in the end is the 10 of Wands. And I'm going to show you what the 10 of Wands look like so you get an understanding of what you had to let go. All right. So this is tough. You had to change. All right. This wasn't easy. All right. So here's the card. See? You got to put all that stuff down. And the thing with this card is that it's a new year. You should let it go, or you can carry it another year just like you were carrying it last year, whatever that means to you. Okay. All right. So this person, the orphan, okay, the orphan archetype walks around with open wounds. Okay. So we have to fix our open wounds. All right. That's what it says to me. They feel betrayed and disappointed. They want other people to take charge of their life. When no one does, they feel disappointed. They tend to spend time with people who feel just like them. Misery loves company. That's what it seems like to me. The orphan often plays the victim. Like I said, some old things that someone has to get over, and you are at the right video. They pretend to be innocent. The orphan has a cynical side and manipulative talent. All right? Because it's the King of Cups. All right? This is the King of Cups, so you get a better understanding. See? There it is, King of Cups. See? You're sitting on your throne. You have a lot of emotions. And maybe pride is something that you suffer with along with other things, right? Pride is an excessive view of oneself without regards for others. Jeremiah 9, verse 23-24. Let not the mighty man boast of his might, but let him who boasts boast of this, that he understands and know me. Humility cures pride by removing one's ego and boastfulness, therefore allowing the attitude of service. Okay, so pride, all right, some devilish ways, likes to play the victim, things like that. So those are some of the things that we need to change about ourselves to be able to move forward, which is card number 3, the lady moving forward to the future. Anytime a card faces to the right, it's moving to the future. Okay? You're moving to the future, celebrating, and you're taking some of those bad behaviors with you into the future if you don't decide to let it go. Again, let it go. Let it go. Okay? It's time to let it go. So what am I talking about here? So maybe some bad behavior. All right? Maybe you are in a cycle of shame and also a cycle of self-destructive behavior. Okay? And if you are in that cycle, because I was there. Okay, I suffered abuse when I was young as well, and I went through it. So it took me through a cycle of shame and self-destructive behavior. You know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know how it is if you're knee deep in drug addiction and sex addiction and things like that. You know, you're chasing it. You're chasing something. So I know how it is. I've been good for 13 years. I'm not perfect, but I've really changed my life, and here I am, a year into this, and here is another channel. I have another channel that talks about with childhood trauma and neglect and so on and so forth. I love tarot, and I'm here to try to combine the both, because people who watch tarot are already looking for answers. They're already looking for change, and that's you guys. So I'm here. Shame can lead to self-destructive behaviors, such as substance use, right? Am I talking to you? Right? You know I am. Which can then lead to more shame. Notice the pattern? I was stuck in that pattern, in that cycle. Practice mindfulness, identifying your triggers, and refrain your thoughts can break the cycle of shame. Many people find themselves stuck in a cycle of shame and self-destructive behavior. You do something harmful. You feel terrible about it, and out of self-loathing, you do it again. That's the cycle I'm talking to you about. Shame can be a painful and overwhelming feeling. You might feel the urge to hurt or punish yourself when you feel ashamed. If you hear the wind, I'm sorry, it's terribly windy today. Or you might engage in self-destructive behavior such as substance use to numb or avoid the pain. I used to do this. Okay? Alcohol. I used to drink for 25 years. So I kicked it. I no longer desire it. I don't touch a drop. I'm not afraid of alcohol. It can be around me. I just don't crave it anymore. Okay? So the cycle continues, right? There you are. This coming weekend, maybe it's this weekend. But this cycle of shame and self-destructive behavior can be broken by practicing mindfulness and self-compassion. Okay? All right? So listen, if you're watching this video, ask yourself these questions, okay? No one has to know because you're going to answer them in your head, okay? Listen, what is this cycle of shame? Shame is a natural human emotion that we all feel from time to time. Shame produces feelings such as, think of you, think of someone you know, think of someone you love, okay? Do you or those people around you, do they feel unlovable? Do you or the people around you feel that you are a bad person? Do you or the people around you, those closest to you, those people that love you, do they think or do you think that you're a failure? Or that you don't deserve happiness? And I hope that you don't feel that you're not important. Because shame can sometimes become so overwhelming that it leads to us to engage in self-destructive behavior. I was there. Trust me, I was there for many years. These self-destructive behaviors often can make you feel more ashamed, which can lead you to engaging in more self-destructive behavior. You know, like drinking and driving really fast, you know, things like that. You know, wishing that, hey, maybe I will remember this if I wake up in heaven. Read between the lines, people. I've been there. This begins a cycle of shame and self-destruction all over again. What is the meaning of self-destruction, you might ask, right? Like, what's this guy talking about? Okay, again, if you're watching this, think about this. You know, obvious forms of self-destructive behavior can include, see if you have any of these, okay? But what I will do first is put the other cards up here so you get the full picture of what I'm talking about, okay? So we have the devil, right? And remember, whatever's looking to the right is the future, okay? So I pulled another card to clarify the devil, and this is what came up. See, this is a Knight of Pentacles. What does that mean to you? It is one of the slowest moving horses in the deck. And do you see how it's facing left? So you've been dealing with this for a very long time. It's time to put this shit down, right? It's time to put it down. It's time to put it down now, okay? I had to, and maybe you do too, okay? So that was clarifying the devil here. It's been with you for a long time, all right? And you, right, the King of Cups, I pulled another card to clarify the King of Cups. Guess what came up? Death. And not that you're dying, not that you're gonna die. I'll explain what all this means here in a minute, all right? So then, you see how death is moving forward, all right? Death means a cycle, see? Ending, beginning, change, okay? Just like the world means you're closing or opening a cycle. You're starting anew. There has to be a death. That your bad habits have to go. You have to be transformed to move to the other card that is the celebratory card, right? Which is being recognized, public recognition, self-confidence. See, you have to let it go, because the card that I pulled to kind of, you know, check the energy was the Three of Cups. that is another celebratory card. You're hanging out with your friends, maybe your family. You're celebrating, okay? And I pulled that 10 of Wands, right? Okay, the things you gotta let go, okay? You gotta let them go, all right? Is the 4 of Wands. What does that mean? That means a home. That means you need to feel at home with yourself, all right? Because your hard work in changing your routine, being responsible now, okay, needs transformation. That's what the death is. Transformation. It's time to transition your new life and leave your old life behind. It won't be perfect. You will fail. But make sure you go forward knowing that you got this, that you can change, all right? It's an end of a cycle. You see? Death. Again, you're moving forward. Death is moving forward, meaning your old self needs to go away. You cannot bring, okay, your old stuff with you. Okay? You are only limited by what you believe is possible. Okay? You need to support yourself before you can support others. You gotta let it go. All right? You have earned every one of your successes. There is always more one way to skin that cat. All right, be creative. Taking a methodical approach to your life will help you achieve your dreams. Personal growth always means leaving something behind. See what I'm talking about? You got to leave that bad behavior behind. What am I talking about? Obvious forms of self-destructive behavior can include, okay, this used to be my favorite, alcohol and drug use, but I'm talking about abuse, okay? You know, like I gotta get, messed up this weekend, all right? All right, or binge eating, things like that. Risky sexual behavior is another self-destructive behavior. If you didn't know, I was all over the place too. I'm not proud of it. All right, I was in pain just like most people out there. Reckless driving, hell yeah, sign me up. 2 hands in the air, high five. I was doing that silly stuff. All right, self-injury, spending money recklessly is another self-destructive behavior. More subtle forms, okay? Maybe you have subtle forms of self-destructive behavior, okay? Maybe you do. Okay, here we go. Maybe this is one of the things you need to let go. Maybe it's not alcohol. Maybe it's not binge eating. Maybe it's none of that. Maybe it's chronic avoidance. Maybe you like to stay home so you don't talk to people. See, that's subtle, right? How about engaging in a relationship with an abusive person? That's self-destructive. Think about it. Are you doing any of these things? Or you know someone around you that is dealing with an abusive partner? That's never going to change unless that person takes themselves out of that relationship. That's the only way it's going to change. Self-deprecating comments and negative self-talk. Do you find yourself doing that? Self-sabotaging your career, relationships, or health. Self-destructive behavior can be a way to temporarily escape shame. They can also be a way to punish yourself for engaging in behavior you feel is unhealthy. You have to have compassion with yourself, okay? If you mess up, so who cares? Tomorrow's another day. Okay? For example, you might feel ashamed about skipping all your lectures at school and lying in bed all day because you feel so ashamed. You continue to engage in this self-destructive behavior. As another example, you might use drugs and alcohol one night. The next morning, you might feel deeply ashamed because you feel so terrible about yourself. You might use drugs and alcohol to escape shame, or you might engage in other self-destructive behaviors such as self-injury. You know, we all have those, right? We all have those. How can I break this cycle? That's why you're here, right? Consider trying these strategies to break the cycle of shame and self-destruction. Notice your triggers, okay? What is it that causes you to have to drink excessively? No one says you can't drink, but you know how you drink. I know how I was drinking. Excessive. You know, a big old bottle of vodka at night. 2 or 3 days. Oh, that's no problem. Shame is often tied to fear that we are not good enough. Different people feel ashamed because of different reasons. And what triggers shame is one person might not trigger shame in the next. Try to pay attention to what triggers you. Consider the last time you did something self-destructive. What happened before that? What causes you to feel deeply ashamed? Noticing your triggers might help you be more mindful of your feelings and shame. The point is not to avoid your triggers, but to explore why they make you feel the way they make you feel. Why you go out drinking, you know, like for example, for me, I vowed one time when I was drinking and driving, I paid for my crime, $10,000, $15,000 later, breathing machine on my motorcycle and so on. I vowed to never let my actions allow me to go out and drink and drive. I went to jail. I came out smelling like pee. And, I vowed that right there and then people could smell it on me. I didn't pee myself, but, it's just that the jail, nobody cares, right? And I saw how people didn't even want to be around me, and that really put things in perspective for me. It was a real wake-up call. Like, wow, this is where you're at. So I can definitely see where you guys are coming from, okay? Trust me, I was there, knee deep in it, all right? Have my stripes and stars to show it, okay? For example, if you feel shame more deeply when you fail at work, it might suggest that you tie your worth to your productivity, which is something to unpack and explore. Or perhaps you feel ashamed after having SEGG, SEGG, which suggests you should address internalizing SEGG, SEGG, shaming. Try to talk about it for sure. I'm glad I have a very good friend that he and I talk all the time. My really good friend, I've known for 25 years. So it really does help to talk about it. Talking about the things you feel ashamed about can be a real challenge. After all, if you feel bad about something, you'll probably feel vulnerable when talking about it. If you put, let's see. So consider reframing your shame. This is something you should try. Shame is often accompanied by negative self-talk. This negative self-talk can be self-destructive in itself and can make you feel worse about yourself. You know, like when I just wouldn't stop sleeping with people. There you are. You know, dumbass, right? Here you go, sleeping around with all these women. You told yourself you wouldn't do it. What the F is this? You will never be this. But that was my self-talk. I promised, I won't do this if I have this, okay? But I failed many times, trust me, okay? When you start feeling shame, whether about self-destructive behavior or not try refraining it, it's possible to regret your actions without feeling shame. All right, the difference between shame and guilt. All right, so again, to the horse, the Knight of Pentacles. All right, again, it's your hard work, it's your good investment in yourself that you need to put into your life so your life can transform, like coming out of your cocoon and being a butterfly, right? Metamorphosis, that's the word. Again, ending a cycle, you want to celebrate and you want to feel joy, feel harmony with yourself, and you should, because every day you can choose to do better than yesterday. 1% more better than yesterday. Maybe with this change, you'll have an engagement, maybe a home, a reunion with an old friend or an old loved one. Maybe you'll be able to be out in the community instead of sitting in the dark drinking alcohol like I was, right? Right? Maybe your changes will lead to domestic happiness instead of domestic, you know what? Happiness instead. Creativity and freedom. All right? Because the difference between shame and guilt is that shame is internalized instead of thinking. I did something bad. You may think I am bad. For example, of refraining shame statements include staying up until 5 a.m. wasn't a good idea because it means I felt tired the next day. But doing it doesn't make me a bad, stupid, or worthless person. I regret drinking last night, but my mistake doesn't make me a loser. Those are better. It hurts that I was passed up for a promotion, but this doesn't mean I'm not a good worker because I am worthy. I continue to make healthy decisions to make me feel good. What does all this mean? That means that if you fail, you're not going to sit there and obsess about it. You're not going to take more than maybe 2 or 3 days and let it go. Some of us carry it around for months or years or lifetimes. Trust me, I've been there, okay? So I'm going to, when is it time to seek help? Okay? And help by talking to your close, true friend. You know, maybe a person that's been there for a long time and that you can trust. Not a fair weather friend, okay? But when is it time to seek help? Mental health support can help you break free from the cycle of shame and self-destruction. But who can afford that, right? All I'm saying is that we all can talk with a friend. Talk therapy or psychotherapy can provide you with a judgment-free space in which you can begin the process. You see, me and my buddy, we don't judge each other over what we talk about. The following signs suggest it might be time to consider speaking with a mental health professional. Here we are. All right? If you find yourself in this, because I was in this, and I was thinking, oh, I got this by drinking alcohol and doing drugs, but it's affecting your relationship. Is your bad behavior affecting your relationships, your home life, your finances, or even work? Do you feel distressed or upset about your behavior? Are you using substances more than you'd like, you're engaging in potentially dangerous behavior. Let's just recap. All right. Although the cycle of shame and self-destruction can be hard to break, it's possible. Support groups, psychotherapy, and mindfulness can all help you address feelings of shame and work to reduce self-destructive behaviors. And I'll leave some things here on the screen that you can look maybe here on YouTube, and that it would help you if you are having problems. Anyways, this has been Black Sheep Tarot, and if you are a black sheep, give us a like, a subscribe. Anyone can leave us a like or subscribe, you know, but hey, for those black sheeps, you found a home away from home. All right, so I will see you in a later video.